So, I like collecting vintage Pokemon cards and keeping them in a binder as much as the next guy, as much as the next Gen 1 guy, right? I mean, I'm trying to collect a complete set of all base Jungle Fossil, base 2 Rocket, Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge cards, because those are the sets I collected as a kid. I'm trying to complete those sets. But honestly, even with this, I've gotten kind of tired of seeing Pokemon cards, especially vintage Pokemon cards, so often get treated as like these sacred, expensive pieces of jewelry to keep in a box or something. And I mean, I'm not that much different in the grand scheme of things, but what if we, I don't know, destroyed them to actually play with these cards? Huh? What if we actually took some of them and had some fun with them? Instead of putting them in a box, actually play with some of these cards. This is a vintage Rocket Cube that I created, a draft cube. 180 cards. I call it my Rocket Hideout Cube. And I did this because I was inspired by a Magic the Gathering bar cube called Prohibition Cube. And I took a lot of the basic ideas from that and modified it into a Team Rocket setting. And as you can see, I have drawn on a bunch of these if they're marked as contraband and a mechanic in the game. There's other mechanics: smuggle, stash, hideout, and so forth. None of these are marked. These are all basic Pokemon, and these are all like cheap trainers. But and there's no stage 2 Pokemon in here, no hollows. Although I honestly was kind of tempted. But these are all stage 1 Rocket Pokemon. And of course, I modified these as well as a bunch of trainer cards. And this creates a special one-of-a-kind rocket themed vintage cube that can be played anywhere. And I'm taking the concept of a bar cube to heart with this one. When playing with these cards, I'm not going to use any sleeves, I'm not going to use play mats, none of that. Just playing the cards like I did as a kid in 1999-2000, just playing them on a carpet or on a tabletop or heck on the grass or whatever. And actually having fun with these cards the way that they were meant to, for the reason they were created to be played with. I know, crazy, right? Again, I've become more of a Pokemon collector than a player, but I just could not get this idea out of my head for the past year or so, and I finally have a physical version of this idea. So, maybe this will inspire you to look at your cards, look at your collectibles a little bit differently. Obviously, again, I have not touched any of my like really special cards, although even this Charizard is seen better days. This is a very beat up copy, which is how I like it, honestly. I like cards that have a story. But all of these here, I've modified them for a specific play experience that I wanted. And I play tested this a few times with friends, and it's pretty fun. I might take this with me next time I go out to eat at a restaurant or something. Just playing Pokemon cards wherever. So yeah, that's what I've got. If you invest in Pokemon cards or grade your cards or whatever, you do you. That's up to you. You make your own decisions. But honestly, people who the people who have been driving Pokemon card prices up, making it more of a game of money than an actual game of having fun. That's what I don't really like. So this is kind of I made this for 3 main reasons. One, I was inspired by the Prohibition bar cube in Magic the Gathering someone made. I'll put a link to this cube as well as the Prohibition cube in the description. Number 2, I wanted to try draft cubing for a while. I wanted to make something small and portable. And number 3, I'm tired of Pokemon cards being seen as special, sacred, untouchable objects. To me, to some degree, they still kind of are. But after a certain point, the cards I have are mine. They're physical objects I can do whatever I want with. that's what I've got. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you have a nice day.